The only guide that you need right now on the net on how to start an Airbnb rental business. Let me tell you, you don't need to go anywhere else to start your Airbnb rental business, because I am the guide. I am the guy that is absolutely kicking butt with Airbnb rentals, and I want you to do the exact same. So whether you like it or not, I'm going to show you exactly the step-by-step guide on how to become an absolute rookie to an absolute pro with Airbnb rentals, from an actual pro who's crushing it with Airbnb rentals. Look, before I dive into the whole video, I need some clout, man. Go smash that like button. Go comment throughout this video what part resonated with you. And I need you to bring somebody along and share this video with them to say, this guy knows what he is talking about getting rich in 2021. It is not a fallacy. It is not a dream. It is absolutely freaking possible. And we're going to do it in this video today. First things first, in starting an Airbnb rental business, is you have to make sure that it's legal. Okay? You have to make sure that it's legal where you're at. By a simple Google search, you can find out whether the Airbnb rental business is absolutely allowed. And if it's not allowed in your city, go to another city. Okay? It doesn't have to be too difficult. For example, here in California, in Anaheim, you know, the Disneyland Mafia said, no way, not happening here. So they regulated it. I said, that's cool. So I went to the Buena Park Bros, and now I operate Airbnb rentals throughout there, but there's permits and all this other stuff that you need to operate a B&B. So that's what you can do, okay? To do it is I just moved on to the next city. That simple. So what is the Airbnb rental business model, and how is it actually possible? Look, there's three different really core business models with the Airbnb rental business. There is a extra space or place that a person has that they either own or they rent from, and they want to list that property. Then there's the property management side of the business, which means you manage somebody's Airbnb rental business. Or you started your own property management, Airbnb property management business. Or three, the rental arbitrage model, which is pretty much what I'm going to talk about today, which means you are renting to re-rent the property, or what I call lease to list the property, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today, which means you can legally lease a property and then relist that property on Airbnb with the owner's permission, and that it's allowed, okay? So first things first is, now that we understand the laws, now we understand the logistics to what is an Airbnb rental business, now we have to do a little bit of research. This is a non-negotiable step that you do not want to skip, okay? Do not skip this step. You will find it amazing. How many people are in my DMs right now? Hey, if you're not following me yet on social media, you need to follow me at Get Chris Thomas, G-E-T, Chris Thomas. Hey, super awesome segue. Look, they're in my DM saying, Chris, I got into a rental that isn't performing. What do I do? Well, this is what you should do. They don't take my advice and they fail. Why? Because they didn't do any research. Look, the deal is done in the data. If you'll notice, the conversation piece that I have throughout this whole video is you'll hear me talk about data points, recognizing what data points and what to research, using tools such as AirDNA, MashVisor, Airbnb, VRBO, just to name a few, just to do your basic research to see if this property will even make you money. Okay? Once you've found the promising area, and you know this area is an absolute winner, and you understand that these parameters are just going to make sense to make you some actual bread after you lease the property, okay? Once you found that property, you then locate the property in the area that you've done your research on, okay? And the way to locate it is using sites such as Craigslist, FB Marketplace, Zillow, Apartments.com. There's a ton of them, you know, and you want to look for is owner and landlords, okay? Let me give you a piece of advice, okay? This is why I told you I'm the guy for this video. You want to avoid going to these large institutional buildings, okay? And if anybody tells you otherwise, they are lying to you or trying to sell you stuff, okay? Look, you got to stay away from those large buildings because you have no clout. You have no validation yet. What makes you think they're going to lease a property to you and you don't even have any valid points for them to even do business with you, man? Come on, man. I wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it, right? Would you give a person your car that doesn't have a driver's license? No, right? Just think about it, man. So the thing you want to focus on is you want to reach out to owners, which is the third thing. Reaching out to owners, okay, that would want to do business with you. Okay, reach out to owners and landlords so that you can build up a resume of portfolios and build up a relationship so that now when you're prepared to go to these large institutional buildings in downtown metro areas, you now have some clout. And the owner's like, hey, I can vouch for you, man. No problem. You've been great. You've been paying your rents on time and everything sounds great. It doesn't hurt me to give you some validation because they do it now anyways. Don't they check for tenant approvals, right? They're calling past places. So why not yours? Right? So once you research and you reached out to the owner and then you get the green light. The owner's like, you know what? I'm jacked up about it. This is okay. I'm definitely open to doing a corporate lease. What is a corporate lease? Oh, that's my almost final step is actually leasing it under a corporation. Why? Because if you lease it under your personal, it can get messy, okay? You're going to have it on your personal credit that you live in the place, and you're going to have multiple leases on your credit, and they're going to be pulling your credit. It is a hard pull on your credit. So what you want to do is put it under your business so you can establish business credit because, okay, this is where it's going to get interesting. You establish business credit so you can get access to more credit to even grow your rental portfolio. But that's another conversation, man. That's leveraging debt. We're going to talk about in another video and why you should put it under a corporation. Look, I am not an attorney. I am not an accountant. If you need professional legal advice and professional financial advice, I advise that you go out there and you seek it because there's people way more qualified than me to give you that legal advice to make sure you stay protected and to protect your assets as well, okay? Got an LLC, that's what I put mine under. And then you lease it under an LLC so you can lease multiple properties under that LLC and then continue to grow that LLC. Once you have it leased, whatever lease you sign, they're always usually longer leases. Because you know it's just going to work. Why wouldn't you sign a longer lease when you know you're going to make a ton of money off the property? Heck, sign me up for 48 months. I don't care. As long as I'm going to make an absolute killing. Okay? Once you do that, you then list the property. And let me bring something up to you that's of importance. Look, when you list this property, make sure that you use professional photos. Okay? Do not hire your homie who has the latest iPhone and you want him to take pictures, man. Nah, man. Have Airbnb do it for you for free. They offer it absolutely free. Just type in Airbnb photography. They'll send a photographer out there. You can even find a great real estate photographer all throughout the internet on Craigslist, on FB Marketplace. Heck, look at some real estate photos on Zillow.com and see who took the photos. It tells you who took them. And reach out to them and say, hey, I need a pictures of my Airbnb rental. Okay. So look, if you follow these 6 things by following the laws and making sure that it's absolutely legal to operate an Airbnb in your city, and if they don't, move on to the next city. If you've done your research and you know that it's going to be the dream work and you know you're going to make some dough off the property, hey man, make sure you locate that property. 4, make sure you reach out to the right people, and that's reaching out to landlords and owners in the beginning. And then you can transition into larger institutional buildings that are like stock, traded, public, whatever companies once you've built up your clout. Once you're there and you're talking with the owner and they're jazzed up about the idea, they're going to have a person that's going to make sure that the rent is paid on time. There's less wear and tear, and you lease it under a corporation, and you guys both agree that this is absolutely okay to legally sublet the property. Okay. Then you, of course, list the property, the final step, and to make sure that you succeed by listing the property. Hey, look, if you need an extra hand by making sure that you do not lose any of your bread during this process, I mean, actually understanding what to look for when you're doing your research, knowing what exact property to look for and what properties to avoid, knowing what to say to the owner and landlord to make sure that they lease to you, and to know how to list this thing for you to stay absolutely 100% booked all the time. Every time, if there's anybody on this planet that can coach and mentor you how to successfully run an Airbnb business for you, let me be that guide. But before I even, talk about mentorship and everything, I actually created a free training, absolutely free, 100% free, and it shows you exactly how to do all this stuff. It's about 30 to 35 minute training, and it shows you what to do, how to do it successfully, and I put it together for you 100% free. Again, you do not need to go to anybody else on the net, okay? Because most of these people I see running Airbnb rentals are still working in their business. Okay? Keep it 100 with you. They're still painting the walls and putting together the furniture. That's small low level activity. I can show you how to get people to do that for you for free. Okay? Absolutely free. Where people will work for you for free and do it for free. Okay? It sounds ludicrous, but it's absolutely true. Look, stick around for more videos on how to actually become successful in real estate, success in business, and everything in between. Look, man, if I could be that guide for you right now, and I could be that guide, hey, I'll see you on the other side in the training. Hey, you stay great and make it the best 2021. Bang.